This is a message for business owners or career professionals in transition. There is this whole new level of focus that's coming through. I feel focus. I feel like you're actually connecting with your heart's calling or your heart's desires. And it feels like you've released a lot of weight. I'm seeing this massive release of weight, and I feel like it largely has to do with people, but it's also how those people or the way that you relate to people actually affected you in your highest expression of work. It almost feels like you let other people's judgments, or you took on the responsibility for other people, and you maybe overextended yourself for other people. Maybe you were too supportive of other people. You lost yourself in other people, and that actually affected your ability to truly embrace, embody, and express your unique gifts, talents, and blessings. And there's this massive shift that's happening. It feels like you're stepping into this season of variety. Maybe previously there was more of a one-track mind, or a one-track, this is what I'm doing, this is my everyday, it's the same thing every day, it's the same focus every day, it's the same career trajectory or business trajectory, can't say that word. Whereas now I feel like you're opening up to variety. It feels so exciting. I am absolutely filled with goosebumps inside. It feels like you're saying to yourself, it doesn't need to be one thing anymore. I'm not just going to be one thing. I'm not going to box myself in. I'm actually going to allow myself to be multifaceted in my expression, multifaceted in my passions. I'm going to allow myself to try this thing over here and then try this thing over here. And I know that as long as I'm focused, because focus is a big thing, there's a new focus for you. As long as I'm focused in my execution, I know that it's going to be a success. And it almost feels like this energy of trying loads of things at the moment, like actually being in that childlike curiosity, play, experimentation, almost try multiple things, get multiple things off the ground, but only follow through with the things that really gain traction, that feels in alignment with your heart. That's what it feels like it is. In the past, I feel like you might have started something and then not finished it because there's a lot of judgment that you have around what are people going to think of this? Am I going to come across as a failure? Am I going to come across as flaky and watered down and all of that? Whereas now it's coming from a different place. Your orientation has shifted. You're now coming from a place of life is my playground. The earth is my playground. Business is my playground. The career is my playground. Social media is my playground. It feels like you're really just in this like playful energy where you actually just get to go forth and experiment. I feel like you're coming out of a season of exhaustion. There's definitely this big energy of you feeling exhausted at the beginning of this year. I'm seeing the number 3, maybe 3 months where you were just like, oh, I feel like I can't really do much. I feel like I can't really leave the house. I feel like I don't have the same energy to get up and do things that I used to do, whether that's the gym, whether that's work, whether that's speaking to people. I feel like you've just had this like withdrawal of, I just don't have the energy. That's what I'm hearing. I just don't have the energy. If people have asked you to do something, it's almost like you're just like, I can't. There's nothing there. There's no energy there. And I feel like this exhaustion was preparation. It really does feel like you've been in this holding pattern. You're in this transition, this beautiful transition. If you're listening to this, I have to say this is very good energy. I'm very excited for you. I feel so energized in my body right now. It feels like big things are on the horizon, and you needed to take a step back. You needed to remove yourself. I'm seeing this big energy of remove yourself from people, from groups, from socializing, from being in the noise. It's almost like you needed the quiet space, the solitude, the stillness to just let things go and to actually not worry about being on the go all the time. Actually shifting from hustle culture and just work, 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 work every second of the day to now actually being more in your discernment. I feel like that's a big thing for you. Discernment and judgment has improved. That's what I'm hearing. To actually discern, is this true for me? Do I actually want to do this? Because you're no longer doing it for other people's approval. You no longer need to give yourself up in order for other people to love you, because rejection is a bit of a fear for you, I feel. Whether this is a conscious fear or an unconscious fear, I feel like in the past you've actually avoided being rejected. And so you typically filter decisions through, is this going to make me accepted? Are people going to approve of this? And of course we all do this. This is human nature. But I feel for you, rejection has been a big reason that's been holding you back, specifically in your career or your business. Does that make sense? So it feels like you're going through this season of exhaustion, or you have been through this season. I feel like your energy is starting to come back, but you're still in it a little bit, and that's okay. So definitely be kind for yourself. I feel like I'm hearing make space. make space. Don't fill up your days back to back right now, because there will be a point where you get busier, but now is not that time. Does that make sense? I really feel like I want to say to you, carve out time and space to do the things that fill your cup. I see a bit more slowness, yoga, relaxation, walks in nature. It sounds like I'm doing a dating profile here, but it's that kind of energy of like, just chill a little bit, like actually like do things that light you up, that aren't connected with work, ironically, because that is what's helping you in your transition. You're reconnecting with your passion. You're reconnecting with your heart. Your heart is coming through so strongly right now, and this is coming through multifold. I'm seeing this as you're connecting with your heart's calling, with your heart's desires. You're no longer moving just from your mind of what you think you should do or who you think you should be. You're now tuning into what feels true, what feels right. So your heart is really at the forefront here. It's really leading you moving forward, which is exactly what you have actually wanted. And it's exactly what you're ready for. There's also this other side of your heart that's coming through of forgiveness. Forgiving yourself for getting into situations that maybe were challenging, or maybe you got into situations where you thought it was something and then it ended up being something different and you almost felt stupid. I'm feeling this energy of humiliation, of feeling stupid. I'm hearing, I should have known better. I should have known better. And there's almost this energy of maybe in the past, like the last year, 6 months to a year, you were kicking yourself a little bit. How could I not see that? How could I not know that? How could I think that this was a good decision or opportunity or person when it actually wasn't that way? And so I feel like there is some self-forgiveness here. Give yourself some love and compassion. Sometimes we need to experience the contrast of what we don't want or what is not good for us so that we know what we do want, so that we know what is good for us. So I really want you to know that all of this was actually intentional. It was all meant to be that way, so you could see what you needed to see, learn what you needed to learn, and become a more discerning person in order to welcome in this next chapter, this next season. This feels so good. I honestly feel so excited because I feel like you're now navigating through the world from this place of, I know what is right for me and I know what is not. And I needed to go through that period of experiencing all of the yuckiness and the muckiness of being treated unfairly, being treated badly, making decisions that didn't work, executing ideas that didn't work, trying to make a leap into something and then absolutely falling. I'm seeing this vision of you kind of leaping off a cliff, but then you actually fall, you don't land on the other side. And you were a bit hard on yourself at times, but I want this to be confirmation that actually all of that showed you what you needed to know. And I really do feel like there's this massive identity shift happening here. I feel like you feel and you know internally that you are a different person. You are not the same person that people know you to be, but the world has not fully met that new version of yourself yet. It feels like you're going through this phase of learning how to reintroduce yourself to the world. Does that make sense? It feels like you've internally shifted, but other people haven't seen it yet. Not because you've been hiding, not because you've been withdrawing or not showing people, but because there is just this buffer between you shifting internally and then the external world recognizing that. And so you're in this beautiful holding pattern. So I really want you to embrace that. I also feel like there may be someone or people, I'm seeing maybe a group of people. Again, I keep seeing the number 3. 3 might be resonant for some of you. It is also the number of expansion and creation. So perhaps you are birthing something new, a new idea into the world, something that's been sitting with you for a while and it's been gestating and you're like, now I feel ready. I feel like everything's falling into place. I'm ready to execute this. So that is definitely something that's coming up. Some of you might be wanting to start a family, to expand your family, like you're ready to actually give birth. So just keep that in mind. And others of you might be ready to expand in your career. So you're already doing the thing you want to do, but you're introducing a new avenue or a new path of it. There is definitely this opening, this expansion happening. But I do also feel that there may be a group of people that you are ready to forgive. And remember that forgiveness is actually more about freeing yourself than it is about saying that person is okay for doing what they did. I think forgiveness is actually one of the most powerful things to move on, and especially to embody this new identity, this new life that you're transitioning into. Because really, it does take your power back. It does take your power back. And I wrote about this in my upcoming book, Power Under Pressure. that when we don't forgive people, we leave our own power in the hands, hearts, and minds of those who have hurt us. And so technically, people from our past still have control over our current state of being. So you forgiving them actually releases those reins, releases those chains. I'm kind of seeing these, I feel like I want to say reins and chains, because I just saw a vision of these reins like almost like a horse and cart, like they're actually guiding your decisions because they still have a hold over you mentally. And they still have a hold over your heart. Wow, that feels strong. They've had a hold over your heart. You've let them have a hold over your heart just because you didn't know how to move on without them, or you didn't know how to move on without what that relationship represented for you. It felt like it meant something to you, so you don't know how to let them go. But now this message is, you don't need them anymore. You don't need them anymore. They came into your life when you needed a lesson or an experience for your own soul's evolution. And it's complete. The lesson is complete. The experience is complete. Now you can release the reins. They no longer have to have the rein guiding your decisions or guiding how you feel about yourself. And also I'm seeing this for other people, it might be chains, like you felt locked in or trapped in a specific situation, situationship, relationship, partnership, some sort of thing that you're like, I don't know how to go on without this person. I don't know how to truly thrive in life without this person, without this relationship. And now I feel like you're in a season where I've got this. I've got this. I can do this. And I'm actually meant to do this without that person. For some of you, this might be an intimate relationship, which might have been blocking your career, your business, your ability to fully express in your goal. Sorry, not your goals. Your like gifts. That's the word I was looking for. Gifts. For some of you, this is a business partnership. This is someone you went into business with. You thought that they were a type of person, and then now you're like, you know what? They're actually not who I thought they were. Or you're just ready to move on to something different. And sometimes it doesn't need to mean anything bad. Sometimes it doesn't need to mean anything dark or hidden. Sometimes it's literally like they were just meant for me at that time, and now I'm just a different person. I'm just ready to move on to something different. So I want you to keep that in mind. I feel like freedom is really important for you. I feel like freedom is really important for you. And actually forgiveness is what is going to lead you to that freedom. This is why you're ready for this. Okay, I'm seeing the color blue. This might mean something for some of you. The color blue, it feels like this is connected to the throat center as well. This is multifold. What's really interesting about you guys is I feel like there is so much information that wants to come through with one bit of information. It almost feels like when I get shown something, when an impression, I call it an impression, when it comes through, it feels like there are multiple meanings. I feel like you might be someone that doesn't see life just in black or white. You're someone that is almost seeing life through a multicolored lens. In some contexts, you see it like this, and in other contexts, you see it like that. Maybe you're a creative person and you actually love to explore the creativity of one specific thing. I'm definitely getting that creative energy, but it's beautiful. It's really cool. I love it. So I'm definitely seeing this blue energy. You're stepping into self-expression. You found your voice. There are things that you were too afraid to say previously, whereas now you're like, I'm just going to say it because you've released the reins and you've released the chains. Other people no longer have governance over how you show up in life, over how you express yourself. You're done with that. Goodbye. See you later. I'm seeing closed door. That's what I'm hearing. Closed door. You're ready for something different. You're ready for a life that feels more true. And even when it comes to social media, I feel like you guys are either present on social media or you're active on social media, scrolling, connecting with people. Almost feels like now you don't care about the noise. It feels like you might have been someone that was very active scrolling, whereas now you're kind of sitting back a little bit saying, how do I want to live my life? I don't want to look at other people and compare myself to them or judge myself against what they're doing versus what I'm doing. I'm actually just going to be in my own room. I'm just going to be in my own structure. I keep seeing a room, for example, like it almost feels like a little, like an introverted space. Maybe this is the space you've been in where you've created this introverted space to just be yourself, to just hear your own mind rather than the minds of others online. But it feels like you're internally creating this own space for yourself. You might only go on your phone once a day now or twice a day. It feels less. It feels less because you're withdrawing yourself from the noise because you don't care what other people are doing now compared to what you used to think or feel. So that feels really good. I keep hearing, this is my time. There's a part of you that feels like this is my time. And this is so random, but I'm being shown, I think it's that Rocky theme tune. Oh, do you know what? I cannot think of the words right now for some reason, but you know that theme tune where they're like getting ready to fight, and it's I don't know if you know what song I'm trying to talk about, what I'm tuning into, let me know in the comments. But it feels like you're like ready to get back in the ring again, but almost not from a place of fighting other people, from a place of fighting for yourself, fighting for your truth, fighting for your ideas, because there are new ideas coming in for you. If you have had a new idea come through and you've been questioning whether to action this is a yes. This feels like a yes. And it feels like it's related to business, work pursuits. For some of you, this is actually showing yourself or presenting yourself differently. It feels like there is this piece around presentation. That could be physically, that could be that you're finding this new style, but I feel like it's a bit deeper than that, as in you're showing people a side of yourself you've never shown before. For others of you, this will feel like a business idea to execute. I'm almost seeing tech. It might be a technological business idea, but it feels like this is a yes. And I feel like the big thing for you is collaboration. So whether that's brand collaboration, co-founders, it feels like you might be building this with people, which is probably why you went through such a transformation with the way that you interact and relate to people, because now you have this discernment or a stronger discernment of who it is you want to work with, who's going to help you get this idea out into the world. I do want to say, guys, if you're watching this, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. For some of you watching, this entire video is going to resonate and everything is going to land powerfully for you. And you're going to be like, yes, that's me. For others, only parts of this video is going to resonate. So please use your discernment. On the subject of discernment, I always ask people, or I set the intention that you use your own discernment to know what is true for you and what is not. Also, if you are new here, what is going on and how I'm picking up on this information is I'm using a skill called Extrasensory Perception, also known as ESP, which essentially is the mental ability to tune into information beyond conscious awareness. This means I can tune into hidden patterns, dynamics, and opportunities that you might not be able to see right now. My intention for doing these readings online is to offer clarity, confirmation, and conviction in your next steps or in your path moving forward. So if you're wondering how I'm doing this, that is what it is. And I really appreciate you being here. This is very exciting for me. Okay, it feels like you're breaking out. It feels like you're breaking out, and I don't mean your skin is breaking out, although maybe that is true for some of you if that's coming up. But it feels like you're like just breaking out of your shell. Oof, you're breaking out of your shell. I'm also seeing a color purple. This might land for some of you. This might resonate with some of you. Maybe you've been drawn to the color purple. Maybe you're seeing the color purple. Maybe there's just that you're wearing it. There's something around the color purple. Maybe it's a logo. But also I feel like this is like an inner sight opening. So you're actually seeing things differently. You're seeing the world differently. You're breaking out of your shell. I feel like for some of you in the past, you maybe had some judgment around people's opinions or perspectives or the way that the world works. And now, whoa. A lot of energy in my throat center. This is for you guys. You're really opening up to self-expression. This is so exciting. I'm almost so excited. I feel like I'm struggling to get my words out. That's how big this energy feels. This is so good. This is a level up, guys. This is a level up in your career. What was I saying? You're seeing things differently. I feel like you're more open to different perspectives, whereas previously you might have been a bit more closed off and this is my way or this is how I see it. You're wrong. I'm right. Whereas now you're like, no one's wrong or right. Let's explore everything. There's definitely this energy of like, I'm seeing a sandbox for some reason. Like you're in this energy of playing, like being in the sandbox. What can you create? This might actually mean something for you if you are in business. Maybe you are in the sandbox stage. Maybe it is a tech business that you're creating or an idea that you're executing on and you're in that sandbox exploration. For some of you, this might be physical. You're actually trying different things with your hands or playing around with different ideas. For some of you, it might be mental, but there's just this idea of like a lot of creativity, a lot of exploration and experimentation. So embrace that without the fear of rejection or failure. That is what you have removed. You've removed the fear of failure. You've removed the fear of rejection. So now you feel like you can play because that is what you're here to do in life. There's no longer that seriousness of this needs to work out, otherwise I'm going to be humiliated. Now it's this energy of if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But I'm going to give it everything I've got. I'm going to explore with what life has to offer. I'm really going to enjoy and experience what this life has to offer. And I feel like this is going to bring abundance and success. And you're almost going to look back at yourself and you're going to say, who would have thought? Who would have thought? This is so good. My energy, I don't know if you can feel this, but my energy is literally bursting at the seams here. It feels like you're going to look back in 6 to 12 months and be like, how on earth did that happen? I always knew I could do it, but I had no idea how to do it. And now look at it. And I do feel like collaboration and people or community is going to be a big theme of how you execute this idea, how you get this idea out into the world. So really just embrace that, really embrace that. All right, let me see what else I got for you. Okay, so I'm definitely seeing abundance. I feel like you previously associated abundance with money, and now your view or your opinion of abundance has just whoosh, it's just opened. You're no longer seeing abundance purely as cash flow or revenue, profit. You're actually seeing abundance everywhere. Abundance comes through opportunity. Abundance comes through connection, network, relationships. Abundance comes through nature, the abundance of trees and nature, abundance of oxygen. It comes through an abundance of ideas, an abundance of experiences. I feel like you've suddenly shifted how you relate to abundance, which is how it's going to come from unexpected sources. If you're listening to this, I feel like this is a real key point, is that abundance is going to come from ways that you can't even pre-anticipate. It's going to come from places and spaces that you have no idea where it's going to come from. And you're definitely going to recognize it in different ways, For some of you, you might be gifted something. You might be opening to gifts. I feel like gift is coming through quite strongly. Again, some of you, I'm seeing a family, again, for some reason. Maybe some of you have got kids and you're maybe seeing your family differently or your kids differently, like they are a gift in a way you've never seen before. For others of you, this might be starting your own family, and that is a gift. And for others of you, this will be more materialistic gifts, that you are being gifted something. This is really powerful. This is really, really, oh my God, this is really cool. There's definitely this energy of power, of you have become unshakable to a certain extent. You have built this inner certainty and this inner unshakability because you don't care as much. Does that make sense? I just saw 22:44 on the clock, 22:44. So that might be significant for some of you. 22 also represents choices. It represents an integration of conflicting identities or ideals coming together, partnership as well. 44 represents laying foundations, new structures, new ways of being. And it also represents specifically for you guys, I'm feeling this energy of strength, of laying solid foundations because you're building something stronger than you've ever built before. It's almost like previously it might have been a bit of a house of cards situation. You've experienced success, but it doesn't feel like it's yours, or it doesn't feel like it's solid. Whereas now you're like, oh, I'm building something solid. Like I'm no longer attached to this in the same way I was previously. I feel like attachment is maybe a big thing for some of you watching. Maybe previously you were attached to your work so that you could get that feeling of status, significance, money, power, security, all of that. Whereas now you feel like your needs are being met in a different way because you're actually filling your own cup. You're meeting your needs. And so you don't feel like those needs need to be met in the same way from your external world, your work, your career, your business, as they do right now. And that feels liberating for you. Oh, that feels liberating. You feel free because you're no longer reliant on your career or your business to make you feel a certain way. You feel like you can feel that way without all of those things. And all of those things can exist, if not multiply, in multiple ways in the way you've never seen it before, because you no longer rely on them. There's no longer this craving or wanting or desperate clinging and attachment to these things to make you feel a certain way. Now you can sit back and say, I feel confident because I do, because I am, because I exist. I feel abundant because I'm an abundant being. I have access to infinite opportunity, infinite source, infinite intelligence, infinite ideas. I definitely feel like ideas keeps coming through for you. There's been an idea you've been thinking about, or there's been an idea that's landed in front of you and you're like, this feels like there's something in this. I'm feeling like a full body confirmation to follow this, to follow that idea. I feel like I want to say you're on the right path. Does that make sense for some of you? You are on the right path. I almost want to cry. I almost feel really emotional because I feel like you've been waiting for this for a long time. I feel like you've questioned yourself. You've maybe not felt confident in the past. And you've been waiting for that thing, that idea to land that feels like there is purpose behind it, that feels like there is meaning in it. It's not just empty cash. It's not just empty career goals. This feels like it really fills me up. It lights me up. I'm feeling this electric energy. I keep hearing electric. It feels like you've just switched a light on. Does that make sense? And it feels so beautiful and high frequency that it's bringing me to tears. It's bringing me to tears. And I also feel like maybe this idea is going to light up other people's lives. It feels like you don't just want to do it for you anymore. You actually want to be of service to other people. Impact is important for you in a way it never has been before. You're someone who really values impact. You feel like your presence and your voice, you've always wanted to lead people or impact people positively in some way. Some of you listening to this might be in a leadership position. Others of you, maybe you know you're a natural leader, but you haven't been in the environment to fully let that thrive. And maybe that is the shift where you're creating that environment, creating that stage online, or you're changing in a different career direction or job where you can be of impact to others in a better, more stronger way. But it feels like that is a really important thing for you guys. You're not just living for you, you are living for other people. And again, some of you may have a family. I keep being drawn back to this family piece. You want to do it for your family. You want to do it for your kids. You want to be a role model. You want to do it for your team. You want to do it for those who look up to you. Like you're ready. You're ready to be a different type of leader now. You're ready to have a different type of impact. And I really do feel like this idea that you are going to execute is not only going to be a success, but you're going to feel lit up by it, and you are going to light other people's lives up from it. It's almost like you illuminate things, or you show people things they've not seen before, or it's like a very innovative idea. It feels like it's creative and innovative. It's almost like it might not exist yet. It might not exist in the world yet, this idea that you have, or it might not exist in the way that you are here to bring it into being. Does that make sense? My heart and my throat right now is like literally trembling with energy. You're different. You're different. You're different than who you were last year. People don't know this version of you yet, and you're excited. You are excited for this next season of your life. Okay, again, coming back to discernment, make sure you use discernment with this idea and with the people. Don't just gamble on it or take a risk that is reckless. Take a risk that feels wise. Take a risk that feels like you're taking in your past experiences and you're not applying what you experienced in the past to this idea to suffocate it, but more from an idea to actually frame it and sharpen it so that it becomes bigger and better than anything you've done before. So use your past lessons with people and with yourself and with the world to actually be like, okay, how can I apply what I learned from that as wisdom? That is the message. That is the key point here, with wisdom, in order to build something which is stronger than anything I've done before. And that strength is going to have an exponential or catalytic effect on other people. That's what is coming through. This is a very specific message, by the way. If you're watching this and you're like, I don't quite resonate with this, I just want you to know this is a very specific message for a very specific person. If it doesn't resonate, just leave it, okay? And if it does, take it on, let it land, and see what comes through over the next few weeks. Okay, I'm actually going to pull a numerology card for you guys. I love numbers. I love numbers. Always love numbers. I think reality is more numerological than we would like to realize or think about, almost like, you know, the Matrix, where you see all the numbers. I feel like life is more calculated than we realize. Oh, 1515, the big break. This is amazing, guys. I'm going to show you this. Can you see this? It says 1515, the big break. Innovation, focus, creation, progress, momentum, mastery, achievement, passion. You can't write this stuff. You just can't. I'm so excited reading this card. Okay. An exciting opportunity, support, or extra resources are heading your way. That's the abundance, that's the collaboration we spoke about. Keep moving forward with enthusiasm and enjoy the process. This is the experimentation, the creation. This is the passion, connecting with your heart's desires. True success comes from passion, and your dedication will be handsomely rewarded. That's amazing, guys. You're on the right path. The idea you have is your big break. Keep going. Be okay navigating the tides of the process. There might be challenges, there might be ups and downs, there might be light, dark, contrast, but embrace it because you are different now and you know that you can handle it in a way that you didn't previously. So this is really, really good. Dedication, handsomely rewarded. This is the abundance that we're talking about. This is the success that we are talking about. Okay, this is so good. I think I'm going to leave it there, guys. I feel like that feels complete. If this resonated with you, please let me know in the comments. I've really been enjoying reading the comments and the support you guys have given me. I only started doing these videos a few days ago, so to see the support already has meant so much to me. I appreciate each and every one of you. So thank you so much. Please subscribe for future videos because I'm going to be releasing these videos weekly. And as always, if you feel like your gut instinct is saying, I know someone that needs to hear this, or I feel like this could be really good for someone, just trust that intuition, that instinct, then please forward it on to those that you love, that you feel could get value from this video. Other than that, I'm sending you so much peace. Sorry, I'm so excited, I can't talk. I'm sending you peace, love, and strength as you move forward with this new phase of your life, this transition in your career, your business, this new idea. And I can't wait to see you next time. Thank you, guys.